The Bear Point boys head for the hills and snow-capped mountains of Zlatibor in western Serbia to get ready for the winter. It's a famous winter tourist resort, now with skiing and snow-laden scenery. There are hotels and apartments, and just outside the town we discovered these cosy cabins, just perfect for enjoying the beautiful white countryside. Inside, Mladen and Phil set up all the comforts of home before going outside into the cold to explore. Zlatibor town is 2,821 inhabitants. It's a popular tourist resort, and so the numbers really swell in the winter time when the snow comes. There are dozens of restaurants, quaint little shops and tall pine trees around a massive central lake which is man-made, and it hasn't got too many swimmers this time of the year for obvious reasons. And like every tourist resort, there is of course a giant wheel to get those great views of the surrounding country and hills.
Sorry.
So here we are on the gondola, just coming out of Zlatibor and going up to the mountain which overlooks this town, or city if you prefer. So we're going towards the summit now, the mountain which is called Tornik, or as I like to call it, Gin and Tonic. Believe it or not, the gondola ride is one of the longest in the world. It stretches for several kilometers before you finally get to the summit of the mountain itself. The old ski lift can still be seen and is still a popular way of climbing the mountain because it's just that bit cheaper than the gondola. I'm finally in the snow. I've finally actually come my skiing holiday. Yeah. I'm trying to do the camera. So I've just fallen over.
Give me the camera. I can feel you falling down.
I'm walking along the main thoroughfare for the skiers now, so I might get run over by some mad skier, but hopefully not. So this is the old ski lift before they built the gondola, which is probably a much cheaper way of coming up. Well, here we are exploring caves in deepest Serbia, not far from Zlatibor, and it's really quite a steep climb down there, as you can see. Quite a long staircase down to a flowing stream, and it's apparently a big tourist attraction, even in the middle of the winter when it's quite cold, which it is. The entrance hole to the cave is quite impressive. It comes from the right side of the Pristavica River, and it's 711 meters above sea level and 35 meters wide. The caves are actually known as the Sopica Caves, and they contain these amazing things called tubs. These so-called tubs are the greatest attraction of the cave. They were made by deposited limestone. We're right inside the caves now. Quite amazing actually, because it's a whole series of secret passageways and you never quite know where you're going to end up. For instance, I'm right next to this stalactite, because as you know, tights always come down.
don't know if you can hear me above all the din, but quite a spectacular waterfall here. Really is quite loud, and we're right at the depths of the caves now, and way underground.
And just 26 kilometers away from Zlatibor is the amazing village of Staro Selo. Work began on the construction of this museum back in '79. Old log houses were bought from all parts of Zlatibor to be presented and preserved here. It's high above the small railway station at Mokra Gora, and the entire village, built of wood, as you can probably see in some of these houses, was built by a very famous Serbian actor. And in fact all the streets are named after famous film directors or actors or artists. It's very, very beautiful, as you can see, and incredibly quiet, but that's because it's winter, otherwise it would be teeming with people. Well, here we go. Wherever I get to, I have to actually be near a railway. We're in a small place called Mokra Gora. It's actually one of the top tourist destinations in the world, according to NATO. It really is apparently a very special place with lots of very old buildings and this narrow gauge railway, which actually goes right down into the valley. It's become a major tourist attraction, even though a lot of it had to be rebuilt because it had fallen into disrepair. And it's just, well, dead at the moment, as you might expect, because here we are in the middle of winter and nothing runs until April. A bit like British trains, really. But the good news is we managed to source some vintage footage of the railway actually running in the tourist season. These trains are either steam-hauled or in some cases diesel-hauled, and the actual train itself is called the Sag 8. Mladen and I really enjoyed our trip to Zlatibor and the surrounding area, a little taste of Serbia's history and tradition, and I think we'll come back again and maybe try skiing next time.